And hello, everybody. I'm Robert Adichie here with Ulysses Spiel, and I'm here to talk about the Ulisses Online Con coming up this Friday at noon. I think our first English portion starts. So if you go to the ulysses-spiele.de website, which is the German website, you'll see down below there is a section. Here, I'll just get there real quick. There is a section for the online con right here. And so you'll click this to bring up the main page. And then you click the English flag, English and American flag. And that brings you to the English section. We'll have some panels kind of coming across here. Marcus will gives his little introduction and the anti-harassment policy. And then if you want to run a game, which we really want people to sign up for games, so please, if you're checking this out, please sign up for a game if you'd like to run games online. And you just kind of fill in your information here, what system you're running, how many players, what experience level for the players and the characters, which day, time zones, durations, details. Also in the details, please put how people are playing. Like, are you playing on Roll20? Are you playing in Fantasy Grounds? Are we just using Discord, etc.? And then over here on the right-hand side are games that people can sign up for. So if you want to run a game, please do that. And if you want to sign up for games, please do so. If you can read the game, so if you can read the day, then that's English. Otherwise, the games are in German more than likely. So check those out. Then down here we'll have our live stream of Twitch happening when it happens, and then the agenda, the kind of PDF booklet will come in here. This week. And then here's the panels at a glance. So you can check Friday, Saturday, or Sunday panels, and then you can change the times to American time zones or British and Australian time zones to see something near you. Then down below, we've got the Riddle Quest, which is a kind of online quest we're doing, and that will unlock on the 24th. And then here we'll have our Artist Alley and licensors and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. Also, you see here the after the show pack. So if you want to get this, you can still get these. You'll just get them after the show if you want them. And that includes this cup. Here's the actual cup. It is filled with coffee, so I'm being very careful with it. There you go. This is Online Con. All right. It's got the cool. It's got this green handle, which that's nice. And then the shirt. Here's the shirt. There you go. And then it came with a die, which I'm not sure what I just did with my dice. But then it's also got these booklets that Introduction to Fading Suns, the Up the Creek Kickstarter, and a German Dark Eye Adventure. So you can still get that. You just get it after the con right now, and totally worth it for the shirt. We've only got a few shirts left. We were a little bit short on the shirts, but we'll get people that weren't able to get shirts. We'll get you something else instead. And now let's switch it over to the Gods of Aventuria. So with the Gods of Aventuria, it's a Kickstarter happening Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So you can go to Game On Tabletop, and if you want to go right now, you can sign up for the crowdfunding right now, and be notified as soon as it goes live. So we're going to start just kind of reading the previews that we've released so far. The first one is the tradition preview of Efford. Efford is one of the new traditions introduced in Gods of Aventuria, which you can support in the next Dark Eye crowdfunding. Efford is a god of the sea, the wind, and waves, but also stands for free and unbridled emotions. His blessed ones command the elements of wind and water. They can seek wells of water in the dry desert, as well as command ships and motivate crews with emotional sermons. A blessed one of Efford's compassion is as deep as is the ocean, but their wrath can also hit you like a hurricane. There are 3 pages of in-depth information for each of the 12 gods, as well as 6 demigods and the Nameless One, that include their aspects, moral codes, and structure of the churches and blessed ones. We give an example of the moral codes here. Each god rules over aspects of Aventuria, and their followers dedicate themselves to one of those in mastering their liturgies. Fierce effort rules over the wind and waves around Aventuria, and his followers dedicate themselves to one of these. So there's two aspects of effort, either wind or waves. Kind of gives some details of that. As usual, each tradition comes with its own special ability. Use your special ability as a blessed one of effort to tap into your new raw emotions and sail the seas of Aventuria. Effort will be by your side. It gives the tradition for the Church of Effort special ability, Master of the Sea, Power of Passion, and favorite skills. It's a 130 AP value special ability. You get a lot of stuff. The Church of Effort can be found on all Aventurian coasts and beyond. Some of his blessed ones tend to the rivers and harbors, but their true home is the sea. In a helpful overview, Gods of Aventuria introduces every church, its symbols and agendas, saints, and holy places. And it kind of gives an example of a two-column view of the Church of Effort symbol and all that information they just talked about: sacrificial offerings, enemies, paradise, church goals, holy places. As you explore Aventuria, your blessed one might also raise to the ranks of their church or encounter important leaders of their faith. Where available, a table lists the different ranks, titles, and regalia for each tradition. So there's a table kind of shows that different ranks: novice, acolyte, priest, praetor, metropolite, patriarch or matriarch. That's the rank, and then they have different titles for each of those. Gods of Aventuria introduces an entirely new mechanic, Ceremonial Powers. These objects help your blessed one even if they are out of karmic energy. They provide an advantage rivaling the staff of the wizards and the brooms of the witches. Effort's ceremonial item is Effort's beard, a mighty trident. Using trance, a minor form of rapture, you can activate its powers. All the powers are arranged in a branching tree. At the base, your aspect will select the first ability. After selecting a specific special ability, some abilities are excluded while others become available. So here we see Effort's Beard, which is Flight of the Trident, is one power. This is effect. When using an Effort's Beard as a ranged weapon, its range is 5, 10, 40, 5, 25, 40 instead of 2, 10, 15. Prerequisite special ability tradition, Church of Effort, no special ability, control over water. Aspect Wind, AP value 5. Nice, so it lets you throw it farther. Trident's Vault, effect. Use an Effort's Beard as a vaulting pole to increase jumping distance to 6 yards when no check is needed. Use this ability, requires one action. Might of the Trident, effect. Create a small unmoving whirlwind within a distance up to 12 yards. All creatures, medium-sized or smaller, within a 6-foot radius of the whirlwind receive the state bound. The whirlwind stays for 5 combat rounds. Affected creatures may attempt to avoid the whirlwind using dodge. Creatures caught by the whirlwind can try to free themselves with a body control maneuvers check. This attempt takes one action. Using the ability the ability requires one action and incurs one level of trance. Nice, that's pretty cool. All right, so that was the preview of Effort. Now we're going to go on to Vistas of the Theater Knights. Again, these are all at ulysses-us.com if you want to check them out yourselves. So Vistas of the Theater Knights. In the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding, you'll be able to get the last 3 volumes of the 6-module campaign about the Theater Knights. The stakes are rising from intrigue and conspiracy to open war. You will take the fight to the enemy and usher open the door to a new era for the Born Land. There are lots of exciting areas to visit along the way. This article maintains minor spoilers, but nothing that should lessen your enjoyment as a player. Let us take you on a tour to the Born Land and its wondrous vistas. So the first section is about the Green Platoon, which is Theater Knights 4. In the Green Platoon, you will cross Suaria, the largest and northernmost province of the Bornland. You'll discover secrets in its sprawling woods and deadly swamps. You'll encounter the Bjorniars, the undisputed rulers of their fiefdoms, either as friends or as foes in your quest for the fate of the country. Notmarch. Close to the Iron Edge and on the other side of the Walsack River, it can be disputed if Notmark is even part of Aventuria anymore. It's never been taken by force and is built upon a settlement that predates human settlements in this region. The people of Notmark are serfs, poor and afraid, living in the shadow of their tyrant's castle, a forest of gallows reminding them of the fate that any transgressions against the will of their master might entail. Norbury. Norbury is a city of commerce and science in the domain of a weak ruler, a bastard without heirs. The merchants have taken on the power to rule, and any trade is welcome, while little regarded by its Bornish inhabitants. Norbury is also a center of Norbard religion. The first books on the topics of hygiene and germs were written here, and at the local academy, mages, elves, and witches study the art of healing. Norbury is also the city of music. Gongs mark each important occasion, ringing from the city's many bulbous spires. As you visit the city, a big convention of bards from all over Aventuria is celebrating their art in every street and tavern throughout the city. Silver Guard, which is Theater Knights 5. The fifth installment of the Theater Knights campaign will take you along the River Walsock and into the valleys of the Iron Edge. You'll meet river pirates and the Knightly Order of the Ram, tasked with guarding the Transwheel, the wild and enchanted land between the river and the Iron Edge. It is said to be the home of talking animals, fairies, witches, and even stranger, more dreadful creatures. The Walsock is a wild and treacherous river, where the Bourne is a benevolent father of the Bourneland. The Walsock is a harsh and vicious guardian at its border. Its many tributary streams spring from the heart of the Iron Edge, and are said to be enchanted, or in the case of the icy Nagrak, cursed. The Walsock is never easy to navigate, and pirates and other lowlifes lurk along its shore. The Iron Edge. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna shrink this up a little bit so I can make it bigger for people to see here. There we go. Just zooming in a bit. There you go. Looks a little better. The Iron Edge. No mountain range reaches further into the heavens of the Iron Edge. It is the border of Aventuria, a border no mortal has crossed and lived to tell the tale. In ancient times, Ingarim, the god of the fire and ore, forged the edge to cut Aventuria away from the hordes of the Nameless One. Rumor has it that they are still lurking on the other side of the mountain range. The deep valleys of the Iron Edge are large enough to hide kingdoms, and few of them have ever been touched by a human foot. The mountains are home to dragons and monsters, unafraid of any mortal blade or magic. The Red Choir. The last part of the Theater Knights campaign brings you back to Festum. Here, the Bjornars convene to elect their new leader, who should guide them through these years full of challenge. You, as heroes of the land, will play your role in the election, but as the rulers are busy with politics, cults, new and old, gather their followers, and strange things are happening in the alleys of the city. Tanner's Quarter. This poor and vile-smelling part of town is where the goblins of Festum reside. They live as citizens of Festum and do their work as tanners and rat catchers, but they remain second-class citizens, looked down upon by most of other citizens. They are keeping their own culture, and they are contributing to Festum, doing the work few humans dare to. Still, they share the Tanner's Quarters, and those humans who are down on their luck and find no other place to go. Hisindi's Village. Festum scholars, artists, and free spirits gather around the Temple of Hisindi. Here you find the Mages Academy, a school of alchemy, and the city theaters. Students develop new insights inspired by the cosmopolitan atmosphere of Hisindi's village and the neighboring harbor, meeting up in numerous bars and taverns around the quarter, but their thirst for knowledge might bear the seed of rebellion. Visit the Bjornland and these places in your Theater Knights campaign. The first 3 books are available now, and the last 3 are to be released with the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding. Nice. All right, let's see what's next here. Expanding your Blessed One with the Gods of Aventuria. Even if you've been playing a Blessed One since the release of the core rules, Gods of Aventuria will have a lot to offer you. It will give you new liturgies and the option to expand existing ones. Special abilities and new rules concepts will help you round out your Blessed One and give them new goals to strive for in their adventures with Aventuria. Gods of Aventuria gives you lore details about church customs around the everyday work of a Blessed One. It describes the importance of the Blessed Ones. for their community and the rites surrounding birth, marriage, and death. You will learn how to swear a binding oath and to lay a soul to rest. With sermons and visions, a new rules mechanic is introduced. These new special abilities are available to all Blessed Ones, but Zealots can also use their powerful connection to their god to spread the word and gain access to visions. It gives new powers to preaching in an exciting new way to channel the mysteries of Alvaron. Both of these special abilities require fate points to activate. So here's one, it's a sermon of confidence. Free listeners from their fears, allowing them to act again. Rules, quality level listeners may ignore a single level of fear for 1 hour. After that hour, the fear returns at full effect. Listeners may receive additional levels of fear during that hour. No listener can benefit from this effect more than once every 24 hours. You must spend 1 fate point for the sermon and give the sermon only once every 24 hours. Nice. Vision of Destiny. Visions may help strengthen Blessed Ones so they feel better able to master the challenges awaiting them. Rules. Receive this vision at any time. The vision lasts for 5 minutes and seems to show the will of your character's deity. During the vision, your character is incapacitated. For the next quality level hours, you receive a bonus of +1 to your choice of courage, sagacity, intellect, or charisma. You must spend 1 fate point for the vision and may use the vision only once every 24 hours. That's pretty cool. Each god described in Gods of Aventuria, including those from the core book, receive 3 liturgical styles. Each demigod gets 2. They represent movements within the churches and give you background about the different worldviews of Blessed Ones of the same god, as well as introduce new special abilities that unlock even more powerful tools for your liturgies. So there are kind of 3 different movements here. It's kind of, we're showing the Rondron movements. I won't read those right now, but if you want to, go check those out on the website. In addition to over 150 new liturgies and ceremonies, Gods of Aventuria provides you with liturgical enhancements to all liturgies and ceremonies from the core rules. They might enhance reach, duration, or even unlock completely new ways of using the liturgies. It talks about like Bloody Rage, and there's enhancements. You can choose targets, like decide who the targets attack and who they ignore. Wild Raging, the target receives +1 to attack, and increased duration, the duration is 2 CR. So kind of helps you change liturgies, which is cool. So that is expanding your Blessed Ones with the Gods of Aventuria. Let's see the next one. So the next one is the GM's preview of the Theater Nights. It includes spoilers, so I'm not going to go over that one. But if you are a GM and you really want to see what happens in these campaigns, you can check out the GM's preview of the Theater Nights spoilers. I'll read the top section. It says the Theater Nights campaign pits the players against evil conspiracies and puts them in the center of the fight for the Bjornland's future. Your heroes will have to rise to diplomacy, stealth, and knowledge to prove themselves on the field of battle. Will have to use diplomacy, stealth, and knowledge to prove themselves in battle and in the halls of politics to achieve their goals. But there's even more to the story. In this preview, we will tell you more about the background of the campaign and what happens in the last 3 books. If you don't want to be spoiled, you can skip this one and join the crowdfunding on the 21st of July. So, like I said, we're going to skip that just because it's very spoilery. And the one we just released on Friday is Spotlight on the new professions in Gods of Aventuria. It's time to get excited about the new crowdfunding starting in less than a week. So as this week's topic, we'll look at the new professions of Gods of Aventuria, and we'll introduce you to one of the servants of the demigod, the Blessed One of Kor. Building and playing new characters is often one of the coolest things about an RPG supplement, and Gods of Aventuria offers plenty of new options for this. To the 5 blessed professions from the core rules that are described in more detail, the missing 7 are now available, so you're able to create a character for each of the 12 gods. In addition to these, there are also professions for 5 of the most important demigods available: Avas, Fate and Travel; Ifrin, Helpfulness and Nature; Kor, Good Fight and Good Gold, Nandus, Insight and Education, and Swafnir, Courage and Strength. Outside of the Blessed Profession, there are also 3 professions for playing a character from a religious order: Amazons who serve Ranja, Draconites, the agents of Hasindi's church, and Golgarites, the Knights of Boron. And you will also be able to use the generation rules to build up servants of the Nameless One to use as a detailed NPC or in special group settings. So that's cool. So you can kind of play a little bit more on the evil side, the directly evil side. And so here we're talking about Kor. Kor the Merciless, Lord of Battles, he who walks over battlefields laughing, also known as the Black Prince of Chimeras or Brother of Blood. He is the god of mercenaries and the grim parts of war where honor takes a backseat. His followers pledge themselves to the aspects of the good fight or the good gold. The followers of the good fight to test their skill on the battlefield with everything on the line. Followers of the good gold are mercenaries themselves, but also watch over contracts of their fellow fighters and the rules of war. Kor is also a big player in the Theater Knights campaign, and his name is invoked by multiple factions throughout the campaign and cause conflict within every region. Every character will have to make a choice about how they relate to the faith of Kor. The Blessed Ones of Kor are fierce fighters, but they also look out for the morale of the mercenary companies. They are more than bloody slaughters, but many fear them as just that. Blessed Ones of Kor. Let's go ahead and read this little section about them. Typically, the bloody demigod Kor and his blessed ones are feared more than revered, as their domain is battle, war, and mercenaryism. Blessed Ones of Kor have a private code of honor they fulfill by taking on challenges and striving for a good fight. They care more about mercenaries and gladiators, the upholding of contracts, and ensuring they display the proper behavior on the battlefield. Therefore, they do everything in their power to prevent defilements and treason, and they punish crimes against mercenary honor with merciless wrath. In times like the current, when bloody conflicts shape the lives of Aventurians, when victory is more important than honor, and when a large number earn their livelihoods as mercenaries, it is no surprise that many flock to the faith of Kor. Common people might fear his blessed ones, but mercenaries respect them because they shun compromise and praise sacrifice. During their ordination, blessed ones of Kor sacrifice a finger to their lord. When they fail or are defeated in battle, they sacrifice their blood. When they succeed, they sacrifice the blood of the enemies or that of animals. They do not pray for mercy and rarely grant it. Blessed ones of Kor reject healing magic or other such assistance as they prefer to rely on their own power. This allows them to judge sternly while still remaining inspirational. Kor's spear is the weapon of the blessed ones of the Black Prince and their ceremonial item, the one they wield in battle that grants them fearsome powers. Equipment and garb. Blessed ones of Kor carry a Kor spear, a many-pronged and intimidating two-handed weapon. As both weapon and status symbol when joining mercenary unit, blessed ones of Kor usually carry and master the same weapons as other mercenaries. It's also quite common for them to carry a side weapon, so they can fight the good fight everywhere they go. Heavy armor is also common, brutal in appearance and in Kor's colors, black and red. Painful blow. After your character suffer damage points with a successful hit from Kor's spear, you can choose to deal only one suffer damage point instead of the damage you rolled, and cause the target to suffer one level of pain or two combat rounds. Using this special ability incurs one level of trance. Prerequisites: special ability, gap in defense, no special ability, fighting courage. A higher skill in warfare than religion gives you an impression of what the Blessed Ones of Kor are all about. Their liturgy allows forging contracts as well as wielding steel. No Blessed One of Ranja would fight with a crossbow. The Blessed Ones of Kor takes one to the good fight to earn his good gold. There's no room for such reservations in their principles. Kind of gives all the details of Blessed Ones of Kor for their profession package, which I'm not going to read out loud, but it's there. So we'll meet you on the battlefields. We'll meet the servants of Kor on the battlefield, or will you pledge your blade to he who is without pity? Either way, you will get everything you need when you pledge your good gold to the crowdfunding Gods of Aventuria. So again, July 21st, this is going to start. We hope to see you there. I also hope to see you at the at the Ulisses Online Con starting at the end of this week. Please go to ulysses-spila.de and check out the Ulisses Online Con website. There you can sign up for adventures, you can sign up to run adventures, and you can see what panels we're going to have going. So I hope to see you there. So with that, I am Robert Adichie for Ulisses Spila, Ulisses International. Have a good week.